Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, Nursing with Key, where I make a whole bunch of nursing related videos, sharing tips and tricks that I've learned along my journey to help you guys have the smoothest nursing journey. So in today's video, I kind of just wanted to go over the crazy, most ridiculous practices that I have seen in the fields, and you guys are all going to see it, whether you guys are on rotation or whether you guys are working as CNAs while in nursing school, or if you guys are just working as CNAs or whatever. But if you guys are in the medical field, for those of you who are already in the field, you guys know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And for those of you who are about to get into the field, I kind of just want to prepare you guys for what you guys are going to see, because some of it is gonna hurt you guys, but it's the truth, and I just wanted to kind of prepare you guys for that. So let's get into it. Now, as nursing staff, we need to understand that our patients' lives aren't just in the doctor's hands. They're in our hands too. That's whether you're a CNA, whether you're a nurse, whoever it is that you are, OT, RT, PT, whoever. The patient's life is in our hands, and it is our job to take good care of the patient, because that's what they expect from us, right? They expect good care from us. When a patient is brought into the hospital, we start to prepare their discharge plans, and we want them to go home as soon as possible, and they want to go home as soon as possible. And in order for that to happen, we need to do our jobs properly, as well as the doctors. But that doesn't happen all the time, because you are going to meet some lazy nurses, some lazy CNAs who just butcher their jobs, and I'm going to kind of tell you guys what I have seen. Now, when you go into the field, or when you start working as a CNA, or when you become a new nurse or start working as a CP or whatever, everybody's going to hear this line, and everyone is going to be told, what you learn in school, leave it in school. Out here in the real world, that's not what we do. So when you're here, do not think like a student. Whatever you've learned, leave it in school. This is all new or whatever. I know some of you guys have heard this. Leave a comment down below if you guys have heard this line too. But I've heard this line, and I get it. When you are in school, you might have a max of 2-3 patients. Sometimes you and your classmates team up. So you have a lot more free time to, help your patients ambulate and take walks with them and talk to them and chat with them and, sit with them and stuff like that. And when you're really out in the field and you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus patients to take care of by yourself, you don't have that time. So yes, you can't go as slowly, you can't be as mellow as you are on your clinical rotation. So that does not mean that you should not do your job properly. Time and time again, how many times have you guys walked into a room and seen a CNA doing a transfer alone? I don't have time to look for a nurse. I don't have time to look for another CNA. I don't have time to look for somebody to help me. I got things to do. I have, a job to do. I have patients to attend to. I'm just going to do this lift by myself because I have experience or whatever. Or just do it by yourself. You'll be fine or whatever. I've seen this one lady, this one CNA that I was working with. I'm not going to say in which facility, but it was one of the facilities that I worked at. And in school you're taught, whether it's on a male or on a female, if you're going to give a bed bath or if you're going to do pericare for somebody, you always have to clean from front to back. I literally saw, when patients are lying down flat on their backs and they are wearing briefs and they have a crap load of BM on them, sometimes it could kind of come to the front. It doesn't always stay in the back. Sometimes it comes to the front. So you wipe them from front to back. And she started right. She was wiping from front to back, and I think the patient was given like a fleet or an enema or something. So just dark, liquidy, tarry stool. And this woman is cleaning the patient from front to back, and the rag is completely covered in BM. She proceeds to take that same rag. Usually you would bring a PK or bring a towel or bring something that you can take your dirty cloths and put in, so that afterwards you can carry it and just put it in the dirty cloth linen, in the dirty cloth basket, or the basket for linen and stuff like that. Nope, she took that same dirty cloth, dipped it back into the water, and took that wet rag with the BM on it and squeezed it. Sometimes you take a rag and you dip it in the water and you squeeze it with the soap, or you squeeze it, with the water onto the peri area, and then you clean. She took that BM water, squeezed it onto the patient, and continued to wash them. And she continued to do that. How are you cleaning? There's BM on your cloth and there's BM in your bowl of water. Like, it is disgusting. It's so disgusting. And on top of that, the patient had a catheter. Already they're at high risks for UTIs and stuff, and that is how you clean them? Like, no. Another thing that you will see a lot of the time, you're gonna see some nurses document things that they have not done. You might have an in and out catheter to do, and sometimes nurses, they won't do it. Maybe not because they're lazy, but sometimes it is because they're lazy. But they just won't do it, and they'll just make up a number or just make a time up or whatever and write that, you know, they did an in and out and they got so and so amount of cc's, and they did it at so and so time, even though you were shadowing them the entire day and you know that you didn't do it. So I just wanted to tell you guys that there are some terrible malpractices that you guys are going to see out in the field. But at the end of the day, you guys need to understand, especially for my nursing students and, you know, all of us out there, my CNAs, the difference between a CNA and a practical nurse is this. And this applies to where I live at, and I live in Canada. So this might not be in the States, I don't know. But usually when CNAs graduate from school, they get a certificate from school saying that they're a CNA, and they, you know, kind of carry that around. When they apply for jobs, they show the proof that they're a CNA, and that's it. Us, we have a license. And I don't know if you guys have this in the States. Leave a comment below if you guys have that, but if you guys have this. But here, once you have a license, it's a record for everybody to see, right? For everyone to see. So if somebody falls, if you give the wrong drug, or if you steal, I don't know, let's say you steal drugs or something, you get suspended, or you get suspended because you did a lift alone and somebody fell, or you got suspended or something because, I don't know, you had so-and-so patient under your care, they had, I don't know, a bed sore. And the bed sore was just getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. And they investigated and realized that you weren't doing your dressings or whatever. If they find anything, if you get suspended because something is your fault or because of any malpractices, your license is linked to your name. And that information is for everybody to see. So once you go to a facility and, like, let's say you get fired from a facility and you go to another facility and you give them your license number, all of that information is there for them to see. That doesn't give my CNAs an excuse to just do whatever it is that they want, right? We're all part of the nursing team. We're all supposed to take care of our patients properly, give them proper care. That's what they're there for. They trust us. They put their lives in our hands. They're vulnerable. They're sad. You know, be there for them. Treat them like you would treat your family. But for all of my licensed and registered people out there, these records follow us. And once you get a bad record, it's pretty much done. Like, it's done. It's kind of like a criminal record almost. Like that, it follows you everywhere, and it's for everybody to see, not just facilities. If you have, I don't know, a patient, for us over here, our board is called the OIIQ, so all these infirmiers et infirmières du Québec, which is the Order of Nurses of Quebec. And for those of you who don't know, I'm French. But yeah, that's what our order is called. And if a family member has you as their nurse and they want to know what your pass is, or like what your nursing pass is like, or if your record is clean or whatever, they have the rights to ask for your license number, and they can research it and they can see everything under your records. So please be careful. I've said this time and time again. These people put their lives, well, they don't put their lives in your hands, but their lives are in your hands. You think they want to be at the hospital with you? No, they want to go home, but they're in a vulnerable state. They're going through a lot. So please treat them like you would treat your family. Treat them like you would want your family treated by nurses. Don't just do anything because you're in a rush. You can do things quickly, but still do them properly. So please, all my nursing staff out there, let's try our best to do our job right. A lot of people are getting MRSA, a lot of people are getting VRE, a lot of people are getting a lot of nosocomial infections, And whose fault do you think that is? It's us. And it might be little small things. You might have forgotten to wash your hands and, it wasn't intentional or whatever. It could be little things, but let's please be careful, especially with big things like BM. You see BM in the water, you see BM on the rag. Don't continue to, don't turn your patient around and take that rag with BM on it and wash their back with it. It's disgusting, okay? It's disgusting. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. If you guys have any disgusting stories, leave them down below. Let's prepare like all of our nursing students who are about to start rotations. Let's prepare them and let them know what's out there, what's coming for them soon, because everybody's gonna see it. And let's please try to make a change. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.